I'm literally just living my life.
What is it about these men out here that's causing all of us in the comment section to realize that we're all single?
Most likely that you are delusional and your expectations are too damn high.
If he does not fly you out, pay your ticket, everything, no.
No man is loyal, sis. Just marry the rich guy.
Like, why am I 37 and I don't have the life that I wanted to live?
Because like many other women, you were lied to and now have to live with the consequences.
Under absolutely no circumstances should you ever travel and use your own money to see a man. If he does not fly you out, pay your ticket, everything for you to go see him if he lives in a different state, no. Unless that's the vibe you're going for, but otherwise, we are spoiled girls. Also, why would you spend your own money and take like hours out of your day, miss work, just to meet somebody that like you haven't even met yet? There was this one guy I matched on Hinge, and he had lived, I think, like a state over. I think he lived in Utah or something, but he was talking about like how he likes to travel a lot, and he would come to see me, and when am I free, blah, blah, blah. It ends up being like, okay, let's meet in Vegas. Like, let's pick a weekend that works for both of us. Of course, for me, I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Are you flying me out then? Or because you're inviting me to go. So like, clearly you probably flying me out. He replies, just get there and then I'll cover the rest.
The fact that she matches with people in another state and can't find a man in her own hometown suggests that the men in her area don't meet her standards. Because of this, she believes that so-called high-quality men from other states would be a better match for her. The truly ironic part is that such men might see her as just a fling and would never even consider paying for a flight for her. However, she is just another modern woman who genuinely believes she is worth it.
I didn't know that a rejection of patriarchy was included in that.
Yeah,
I thought it was just rights, equality for women.
I mean, but that's really a core tenet.
I think that the far, like, really hard liberals push a rejection of patriarchy.
I think mainstream feminism is a rejection of patriarchy. I actually think it goes far beyond that, but so going back to
patriarchy existed so many thousands of years, and our world isn't that much better. I mean, it's time to change it a little bit.
Well, actually, as the patriarchy has been weakening, the world's actually gotten worse.
Yeah, because it only gets worse before it gets better, you know?
I did not expect for all of you guys to agree with me in my recent video about how hard it is to date. I was actually hoping for some advice, but apparently all of us are on the same boat, and there's just no men out here to date. And that just like leads me to the question of why. I know I'm picky as hell. Like, every one of my friends say how picky I am and how it's just like, it's gonna get me nowhere, and I get it, but I also know what I bring to the table, so I'm just like, you gotta be picky because I don't want to settle, and it's been this long, why would I settle? But what is it about these men out here that's causing all of us in the comment section to realize that we're all single? Doesn't that seem a little strange to everybody that there was so many people that were commenting that they were just single too, and they have been for many years, and it shouldn't be this hard, right? Like, where are the good men? Also, the people in the comment section, men, that are giving us advice on why we're single because, and then it like leads into something really rude and just like judgmental, you're the people we don't want to date.
Wanting to date high-quality men also means coming to terms with the fact that these men have plenty of options. And since such men have the freedom to choose, that they, like most other men, have little interest in dealing with a modern woman for more than just one night. Men try to explain her dating situation to her, but she refuses to take advice from men she would never date. Unfortunately, she doesn't understand that. Regardless of this fact, the men might still simply be right.
I'm not paying for your food. When we're on a date, I'm not paying for my food either. Call me old-fashioned. That's just how I feel. Dating has gotten absolutely insane. I am not a 50-50 kind of girl. I am not a coffee date kind of girl. Going on a walk is not a date. The time and energy it takes me to get ready for a date, the amount of makeup that I put on my face and what that costs like per swipe of blush, you cannot take me to coffee. I'm sorry, that just doesn't fly for me. There are men that I know that I think are really quality good guys, and they're not having their ladies pay for anything. They're just really not. Like, it would offend them. My bare minimum expectations are that you are going to make a plan, make a reservation, open doors for me, pay for the food, make sure I get home safely. If you enjoyed the date, to call me again, to set something else up. And if you didn't enjoy it, to give me a call and let me know that.
So I've just finished work for the day, and honestly, I just keep having the question why run through my head. Like, why am I 37 and I don't have the life that I wanted to live? Why do I keep making the same freaking mistakes over and over and over again? Why didn't the relationship that I thought was going to work out? Why don't I have kids yet? I usually like to act and live in the mindset of it will all work out eventually, and I know it will, but right now I'm just feeling like, why? This is kind of the reality of slumming it in the healing journey. Realizing that while I'm grateful for not having the life that I thought I was going to have, but also being like really sad that I don't have the life that I wanted to have. There's nothing else I want more than to be a mother and to not be 37 and wondering if it's ever going to happen for me. But I am trying to also remember that there is a reason for all of this. And I just want to sit here and actually be honest about where I'm at, because not being honest has never gotten me anywhere. Today, all I can think of is, why am I 37 and I don't have the things that I thought I was going to have? When will it be my turn?
The answer to this question is your turn has already passed. Like millions of other women, she was lied to by feminism, only to be particularly useful in the workforce. Essentially, she is a victim of this system, just like the rest of us. Therefore, it's only fair to feel at least a bit of sympathy for her.
Ladies, there are a lot of men that when presented with a diamond will still choose a gemstone. And it's not because diamonds are not valuable, right? If you're a diamond, you know you sparkle, you glitter, you are worth a lot, you have value. But the thing is, diamonds are more high maintenance. You got to insure them. If you lose them, they're expensive to replace. And also, a lot of people, they just don't really care for quality, and that's fine. You need to focus on finding someone who does, though, instead of focusing on people who really are in the market for gemstones and aren't looking for someone of your caliber or value. Keep sparkling and hold out for the right person who appreciates what a diamond has to offer. Follow for more, and good luck.
I am 30 years old. I'm very single. I'm happy being single. I have, I'm gonna cry. I have 0 people on my radar. I'm not interested in dating at the moment. I need to heal myself. But what's so frustrating, is that everyone wants to move my life along faster than I do. And by that, I mean, it's horrible that I feel like I can't talk to anyone and mention a man's name in a conversation without them assuming that we're talking, that we're dating, that I like them, that they're anything more than just my friend. It's so frustrating. You can see it on their face, and they don't ask a question, they just look at you. You can hear it in their voice. They either like get quiet and they wait for you to give them more information, or the way that they ask their questions changes. I'm not entertainment. My life is not entertainment for you. I am literally just living my life and having friends and having so much fun. And when God brings a man into my life that I am supposed to be with forever, you'll know. I'll tell you. I'll be excited about them. But until then, please stop assuming that everything in my life has to do with a man, because it doesn't. I didn't expect to cry on the internet today.
Unfortunately, she lacks the introspective ability to recognize why it makes her so emotional when people address her dating situation. She might tell herself all day long that she's happy being single, but the fact that she cries when someone asks her this question reveals that it's not true. It's sad to see so many women constantly lying to themselves rather than taking responsibility and simply admitting that they're unhappy with their situation and need to make changes.
I actually don't hear a lot of people talking about how different breakups feel when you start dating like higher echelon men and higher value men. Like when you're dating like an average guy or even like a below average guy, you guys break up and like there's shit you can hate on. You can think like, wow, he was a loser, he like was a bum. He had no drive in his life. He didn't have a job. He was a horrible boyfriend, whatever. But when you date upper level men and then have to go through breakups with them, you can't say any of that shit. The guy you were dating was educated, made lots of money, had an amazing job, took care of himself, looks good, is tall, etc., and has lots of options. Like, there's nothing you can attack for your own ego. And on top of that, a lot of people in breakups love to be like, well, they're gonna regret that. They're gonna regret fumbling me. But when you're dating higher value men, they probably won't, because they can replace you like that. So yeah, I've raised my standard and I'm dating like way better guys now, but going through breakups with them is not for the weak.
What she really means when she talks about what it's like to be left by high-value men is that these men have their way with her and then simply stop reaching out. If she were truly a woman of higher caliber, these men wouldn't walk away from her. However, she feels compelled to seize the opportunity to showcase her experiences, which she interprets as personal achievements, on social media to flaunt them in front of her female competition.
No man is loyal, sis. Just marry the rich guy. It's better to cry in a Lamborghini than in a bus.
Oh, sweetums, tell us you've been chasing and getting pumped and dumped by Chad and Tyrone all your life without telling us. And while you may think that those guys are gonna pull up in their Lambo and wife you up, the reality is they're just gonna add you to their body count and toss you aside when they're done. And then, as you've shown, you're gonna assume that that's the way all men are, and use that as your justification to keep chasing those Chads, because in your mind, the next one's gonna be different, and better to get dumped by the rich guy than deal with an average one, even though you're barely average yourself. A cycle which you'll repeat over and over again for years, till one day you'll finally admit to yourself it's just not going to happen. At which point you'll go running back to the so-called broke, boring guys that you treated like trash, but now suddenly don't seem so broke or boring to you. Only for them now to reject you because, well, it's you who's actually broke and boring and has been all along.